Church of St. Mary Major, dedicated to Mary. The story is the Pope, 5th century, had a dream that it was snowing in Rome, and it hadn't snowed for a long time. And in the dream, he saw the outline of this church and decided it was a message from Our Lady to him to build and construct a church in the middle of Rome, another one of the major churches. So this is it, Santa Maria Maggiore, to distinguish it from any other church dedicated to Mary. This is Maggiore, the main one. And it is a nice distance along Merulana to John Lateran. So we're going to go inside to check out the beauty of this particular church, starting with the bell tower down to Mary holding baby Jesus. And now we'll enter the church and check out the beauty of a 5th century church that's been renovated many times, of course, but still standing strong. This is Father Louis Skirty with Friends of the Word, the spiritual journeys through Rome. Here we are in one of the most beautiful churches in Rome, St. Mary Major. The graphics in mosaic are just outstanding. This is the church that was built in honor of Mary after the vision of the Pope, describing in the snow the shape of the church. We're going to walk up the main aisle as we enjoy the beauty of this church, and later on we'll be able to go upstairs to the balcony and view the mosaics up close. Mass is going on in one of the side chapels. It is Lent, so Mass is still being offered. Priest wearing purple, of course. And now as we continue our journey forward, we see the various side altars dedicated to various saints, and of course many of them dedicated to Mary under various titles. The music in the background adds a beautiful atmosphere to the reverence of this church as people continuously enter and tour and visit the sites. It's a huge church. The ceiling is coffered and gilded, and over the main altar, beautiful scenes of the life of Christ, all in mosaic. The baldacchino is made in the style of Baroque architecture with the Pope's keys on top. And as we look to the main altar, our eye goes to the choir, which is behind the altar. Beautiful painting of Our Lady holding the child Jesus. And as we approach the altar, we notice the crypt, and in the crypt are relics of various saints. And to our left, another major altar, which specifically shows the story up on top of the Pope tracing the image of the church in the snow. So therefore I am corrected, and this is the church of Our Lady of Mary Major. Beautiful coronation of Mary in the apse of the church. We're going to go around to see that in mosaic. This church goes back to the 5th century. The rosary being said on the side altar. And as we glance up, we see the beautiful mosaic of Christ crowning Mary, the hand of God blessing, and various saints coming in procession toward Christ seated on a beautiful throne, holding the scriptures, Mary, her arms out in Orion's praying position. So as we glance above in the area of the arch leading into the apse, we see stories of the Holy Scriptures, stories of Mary finding Jesus in the temple, stories of heaven and the lambs representing the apostles entering heaven. The sanctuary is a beautiful display of faith and, of course, artistic talent. This is Father Louis Gertie with Friends of the Word in St. Mary Major, Rome. Just given an overview of the ceiling, that beautiful coffered workmanship, gilded from the 5th century, renovated of course, but maintained, shows the beauty and the openness of the church. Main aisle, nave, 2 side aisles. As we continue our spiritual journeys of Friends of the Word, before we close this section, we want to look at the beautiful mosaic of Christ and Mary. It depicts over the painting, it depicts the death of Mary, and Jesus is holding Mary's soul, and she's in the pictured as a little girl, and the apostles are all around on both sides. Mary is dormant. It's called a dormition of Mary, the passing, the preparation for her assumption into heaven. So the faith is that Mary never died, her body never corrupted, because she never sinned, and therefore Jesus took her to heaven, body and soul. As we end this particular section, we end with the death of Mary, but the dormition, entering into her glory with Jesus, her Son.